No.
All right, hey everybody, I'm Brian.
I'm May.
And we are from Keto Wizards. And we are going to make some barbecue sauce today. We're going to start off with a couple of key ingredients. And one is being our Keto Wizards ketchup.
Keto Wizards
Keto Wizards ketchup. Doesn't that sound beautiful?
It does.
So yeah, this is a homemade ketchup that we made. There is a video that will be linked below. Please check that out. All right, so we got about 3 cups of the ketchup. We're just gonna pour that right into our pan. What do you like about barbecue sauce?
I like that it accents flavor. I don't like a lot of barbecue sauce. I like a little bit that brings out more of the smokiness that's already in the meat.
Right. Always a good play.
So where did you come up with the ketchup?
Ketchup, so like I'm always kind of like experimenting with different sauces and things, and I've been making my own barbecue sauces for a really, really long time. And one day, and I used to use just store-bought ketchup, and then when I was like, you know what, I need to figure out how to make this like all from scratch, and I didn't want to use ketchup anymore. I wanted to make my own, and that became really more popular and important to me when I became keto, because I wanted control over what was going into everything, right?
Looks good, smells good.
Yeah, I know, it smells fantastic already.
All right, what else is going in there?
So we also made a little bit of a rub that we also will have a recipe linked below for this rub. And this is just a real simple rub. There's only maybe like 6 different spices in here. A little bit of paprika, some chili powder, some cilantro. It smells really good. Right, a little bit of clove in there.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna hit that with probably just a teaspoon, right? Not gonna need a whole lot of it. Just looking to add a little bit of extra flavor to it. Now this barbecue sauce, we're actually gonna use it on some ribs that we're preparing, and this rub is actually on the ribs. So that's kind of like why I wanna add it to this barbecue sauce, just to help kind of match those flavors together, right?
But this would still be good on
it would
like
be
grilled
great
chicken,
on grilled chicken, any other kind of grilled pork. Don't put it on your steak, please. Please do not put barbecue sauce on your steak. Just gonna throw that out there. All right, so we're also gonna add, because I like a little bit of smoke and a little bit of heat, we're gonna add a little bit more chipotle pepper to here. Yeah. So I'm actually gonna do.
We're in the Southwest, so we go crazy with peppers in our food.
Now this won't need a lot. Like I said, there is some of this chili powder rub is on the ribs, so I'm not gonna need a whole lot of it to give it a lot of heat. And I'm also I have another element that we're gonna add a little bit more kick to this in a minute. So a couple of other things that we're gonna add for some flavor. We got some organic cocoa aminos. We've got some Worcestershire sauce, and we have some fish sauce, because everything needs umami, right?
Yes.
And this is it. This is where you're gonna get it from. I tend to stay away from like soy products right now, so I don't get like soy sauce and things like that. But between the cocoa aminos and the fish sauce, you're gonna replace that umami and that salty, good richness that you're looking for those things.
Plus the fermented aspect of these items as well.
Absolutely. So with the fish sauce, I need a half a teaspoon.
Half a
Yes. This stuff can be pretty potent. You don't need a whole lot of it. Fish sauce, do you know what's made in fish sauce? You know what it is?
Fish?
Fish. Actually, it is anchovies and sea salt. That's it. And a good fish sauce, that's what it's going to have. It's fermented anchovies and sea salt. If there's a lot of other things in there, go find another bottle.
I like anchovies.
Oh, yeah. Well, also, I like them in a sauce.
Yes. I like them like in a Caesar dressing as well. Like if it doesn't have anchovies in a Caesar dressing, I don't want that Caesar dressing.
All right, so a couple other things to talk about here with the cocoa aminos. One of the things like staying away from soy sauce, it would become really, really difficult to find something that doesn't have any kind of added sugar. And unfortunately, that is my one complaint about the cocoa aminos, is that there is a little bit of sugar in it. It's in the form of a coconut blossom nectar. It's unrefined. I mean, there's a lot of controversy about, you know, whether or not you use it or not, but we're going to use such a small amount of it that it's not going to add a whole lot of net carbs to what we're doing here, but it is going to give us some depth of flavor, and that's really what I need it for.
It's not like we're going to drink all the barbecue, right?
No. I would not recommend that you drink all of the barbecue at all.
As tempted as you may be.
Right? So I'm just going to go with a tablespoon and a half. Well, a little bit more than a half. All right. The next thing is the Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire was something easier to say.
Worcester?
Yeah. So next thing is I'm going to do about a tablespoon of this too. And this is another one of those items, you know, you don't want to use a whole lot of it because they do put a little bit of sugar in these. So yeah, again, don't be drinking this stuff. Second to lastly, we're going to put just a little bit of liquid smoke in here just to kind of punch up the smokiness of this sauce. That way too, you know, like, yes, I'm smoking ribs right now, so do I need the liquid smoke? No, not necessarily. But if I'm going to just like grill up some chicken and I'm not going to get a whole lot of, you know, smoke flavor on there, it's nice to have that little bit of extra.
That helps, yeah.
Right?
And are there any sugars in liquid smoke at all?
No,
Okay.
None whatsoever.
So
Lastly,
you could add that to a lot of things just to get a smoky flavor.
yes,
and
you
not
could.
add
Absolutely.
carbs.
Yep. So the last thing that I'm going to add
Ooh.
is we're going to, like we said earlier, you know, being in the Southwest, we love things spicy. So we're going to kick this up a little bit of heat. We're going to put some habanero sauce in here. And this is just straight up concentrated habanero sauce.
That bottle looks dangerous.
It is dangerous. I can attest to that. You definitely don't need a lot. And so hopefully we don't get a whole bunch just pours out on me.
You want it like too
No.
thick?
I gotta live a little dangerously, right? So we're just gonna put a few drops in there. Definitely, you know, be careful with this stuff. If you're not used to the heat, I would go ahead and leave it out. If you want to have a little bit of extra spice, maybe just go with some jalapeno pepper sauce or something like that.
Yeah. Or, I mean, pretty much any sauce you enjoy, I guess.
Right.
That you want to build the heat with. But
Exactly, yes. So that's pretty much that. We are going to just give this a quick little stir. It's going to go onto the stove top. We're just going to kind of warm it up. You know what? I don't need it to like boil or simmer or anything like that. I want to get it a little bit of steamy just to kind of get all these spices and flavors that just kind of meld and play nice together.
So maybe like on a, what kind of
Right,
heat?
so we're just going to do probably about medium. Right, that ought to work. Put a lid on it. We're just going to let those meld together. It probably shouldn't take more than 10-15 minutes. We'll give it a little bit of a taste, see where we're at, see if we like it, and that should be it.
Fantastic.
Oh, one other thing that I forgot to mention is, you know, we are doing pork today, so we're going to add a little bit of this maple flavored syrup today. You could also use the Lakanto monk fruit sweet measures out just like sugar. Use it just like you would any other kind of sugar. So for this stuff, I'm going to put probably about just a tablespoon of this in here just to give it a little bit of maple flavor.
A little bit of sweetness.
A little bit of sweetness. The ketchup's already pretty sweet, and like I said, in a previous video that we had, you kind of get used to not having things super sweet. But if you do cook this up and you're like, oh, you know what, this just isn't hitting that sweet barbecue sauce I want, go ahead and add some extra, you know, keto-friendly sweetener. All right, we'll give that some time to sit.
Yeah.
All right, look at that. That is the beautiful barbecue sauce. It did just come off the stove, so.
Okay, so this came off the stove. You can see it's still steaming hot.
Yeah.
This is the sauce we made, and we also added habanero sauce
Right.
to it, so it's gonna have a heat. So it's hot and it's hot.
Now, you could obviously, you know, put this in the refrigerator, let it cool down, use it later. It's totally fine, either way.
So the first thing that came is like the sweetness is from the Lakanto you added. The sweetness. Definitely smoky. You get the smoky. I can taste the ketchup in there too, like the tanginess of that.
Right.
It's not as hot as I would think it is either, though.
Well, I mean, you can always add more.
But it's very tasty. I know we said we weren't going to drink this, but you know. So we're just putting the barbecue sauce on to basically caramelize on the ribs.
Yep, we're gonna caramelize it. Gonna give it a little bit of firmness to the outside from the caramelization process.
Okay, now the habanero is starting to build a little bit.
Yep,
Okay.
it will a little bit. And you know, this is also like there's so many layered flavors on here, right? Because you remember we started off with a little bit of the mustard smear, then we did a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we did our spice rub, right? Which also has you know, some smoked chili peppers in that as well. So yeah, we're by the time these are done, they're gonna have a little bit of flavor, a little bit of heat on them. It will be really, really good.
Complex and delicious.
Complex and delicious.
Ginger is spying.
Ginger wants a rib.
Ginger wants a rib. You
Can't
can
say
have
that I
it.
blame her.
Ginger, you can have it.
Not for dogs. Seriously, don't give your dogs pork bones. All right. Well, these are looking pretty fantastic. We're gonna go
Put them back
put them back
on the grill.
on the grill.
So, and this is supposed to be crispy and we're supposed to eat that.
Yep, absolutely. Every reason why you can.
All right. So,
All right, so here we go. Smoked barbecue ribs right off the smoker. And yeah, let's give them a shot. Huh?
here we go. The meat is super juicy. Super juicy. It's not dry at all. Lots of flavor. Good smoking job, Brian.
Thank you.
Good job. Delicious. And that sauce.
That's right on, right?
Yeah, it's just the perfect
Sweet,
mix
tangy,
of
smoky,
yeah, that's salt and sweet and
and porky goodness. Delicious. All right.
all right.
Thanks a lot, everybody. We will see you for the next video. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And we're going to make more awesome videos just like this one. Thanks, everybody.